Welcome to this video. It's about solar system simulation using Unity 3D platform. So the first thing is we are going to start Unity. My computer is a bit slow, so it might take a little while to load. And you can wait. Well, after opening, now we just go to Unity 3D. And since we have already created the project, you want to uh, go to add and then navigate to where your unzipped file is. Mine is here, so just open it. Sorry for this. I'll open the project and wait for it to get connected. Just give it a few minutes. I can make it full screen. So once it's already open, you just wait for it to open. um, I'll have to pause the video and resume when it's open. Well, I think it's ready. So you just go to the window. As you can see, the project is already loaded. Um, you just click there, the play button, and then you wait for it to initialize. And that's it. If you press D, you see the celestial bodies moving to the right. Press A, they move to the left. You press W, the camera moves onwards. This is S being pressed, they move upwards. Pressing Q will bring the model closer to the viewer, and then pressing E will move them backwards or far away from the viewer. Pressing N, pressing R will move the skybox in this manner. Pressing R and pressing N will move it this way. And when you click the cube, it turns red. When you click it again, it turns red. If you click the heavenly bodies, they stop. Uh, left clicking will make it resume. So that's the user interactivity of the simulation. Now I want to talk about like the folders in the project, or how we came up with the project. And then just stop play button by pressing on the play button again. So first of all, I created these folders right here. Let me hide this. I created the materials folder. I created the scenes folder, which is I didn't create it. It by default. It's created by default. And then there are scripts, and then the textures for your simulation. These are downloaded from online resources, but for materials, they're created. I'll take you through this process of creating the simulation. First of all, you right click. We want to, uh, since going through the whole process will take us a whole day. I'll make it short. To create the sun, you right click here in the empty space under the hierarchy panel, and then go to 3D object. You create a sphere. See, this sphere is now renamed to the sun. So that's how you create the sun or all these heavenly bodies. You right click, go to 3D objects, and then create sphere. For the cube, you right click, go to 3D object, and then press cube. Now, after creating, they'll be empty. After creating that, you have to create a material for each. So to create the material for the sun, you come here, you navigate to materials first. This is the materials folder. Initially, it is empty, so you'll have to right click, create material, create, then material. I'm just going to create a sample material for the sun, and the process is similar to Mercury, Venus, Earth, and the Moon. So you create the sun material sample. See, it is created here as an empty material. What you want to do, since this material is empty, or let me just show you how to do this. Sphere, the sun. Now you navigate to the scene. See here we have the sun. If you click it, this is it. This is the empty sun. Now, initially we had created the sun sphere object or the game object for the sun. For clarity, let me rename it to sun sample. Now, if as you can see, it is empty. Well, yeah, this empty sun game object has to be colored in a way that uh, it looks like the sun. After that, now you have to create a material for this blank game object, and this is how you do it. You come back to materials folder. I just created the empty material. This is how it looks like in reality. You want to turn its texture into the sun material. You do it like this. Navigate to the inspector panel, click at the albedo. It will pop these textures from this textures folder. Then you'll have to scroll to the sun material. See, now that's how you create the sun material. You can adjust this metallic uh, settings or smoothness based on how you like it. You can make it alpha albedo, but we just leave it as it is. Now, since this one is already ready for implementation, you can just drag it to the sun. See, it has changed the sun's color. After that, you want to ensure that this sun game object has the correct position. And for the sun object, it was zero. I just dragged it away, but it should be the position should be 0, 0, 0. It's there because it has now overlapped the initial the sun game object from the ready-made project file. So that's how you do it. And for the sun to start rotating, you'll have to create a script for it to start rotating. And this is the script. This is how you create the script. First, you right click, go to create, and then select C sharp script. I will call it rotate sample. It is an empty it's an empty script. Double click it for double click it for editing. Since my computer is a bit slow, I'll just pause the video and wait for the Visual Studio Code to open. The Visual Studio Code is now open. Just open it and then close this. This is not necessary for the video. I was doing some updates on my other projects. So let me close it and go to the, the rotate sample. This is how it appears initially. You have to remove all this and then just input the code for rotation. See, it says you import the using Unity engine, and then you create a public class called rotate for in mono behavior, and then define this uh, variable. That's the variable for rotation. They said it rotates at 30 degrees, and that's how you assign the speed to this speed variable. And then using this void update function, you define the rotating object for the sun to transform at this 30 degrees rotation speed per second, speed times time. That's for rotation of the sun. Now it's created. We Since it's created, you just save and then close. If you want the sun to start rotating, you come back to Unity platform, and then this is how you do it. You just drag this script to the game object, and voila! Look at it. It should be rotating right now if you play. Let's go back to the action. You play and then sorry, it is we cannot have similar code. because the previous rotate object is already existing in the project. Now you can't have them overlapping because the same functions cannot coexist in a single project. But this is how you do it. You just, after creation of the game object, you drag the script into the game object in the editing screen, and it will start rotating. Just delete them. Let me start with this. Delete. Delete the sun the sun sample game object they just created, so that they do not overlap. You delete it. This is similar for the camera game object. This is its code. It will You create the code and then open the script using Visual Studio Code. For the camera, the code is a bit complex, and you import this game controller, and then you define this variables is rotating around the sun false, so that the camera cannot be rotating around the sun always. And then rotation direction 10 degrees once you start moving it. Create the function and use if um, conditional statement to for for user interaction. That is, when the user inputs R, it will start rotating in this. It will start rotating around the sun. The camera will start rotating around the sun. If the user inputs N, it will start rotating in the sun's direction. Here, it does not rotate in the sun's direction, and it goes down to W, D, Q. For this is the code for rotation of the camera, and then the for celestial bodies, they are always, you create a script for them, so that when the camera is being moved, this script is the one that makes it interact with the user input. That the celestial bodies represent all the game objects: the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, the moon as a child of Earth, so that when the Earth is rotating, the moon is always rotating around the sun, right? Right. Let me finish with all the scripts. This is the script for color toggling. When you click the cube, it turns red. As you can see, the color toggles here. And then when you click it again, it turns red. Global input handler is for the mouse. Then interactive, it is also for mouse clicking and rotation of the skybox. That's the You can go through the codes and ask any questions you feel that have been left out, and then This is for toggle rotation for every celestial body that is in the project. These are the this project has been opened in Visual Studio Code, so their textures, this cannot be opened because it is the file for the skybox, which I'll talk about in the next segment. Well, after creating all the scripts and all the materials for all the game objects in the project, there's one part that we have to customize. I'll close the Visual Studio Code and get back to Unity platform. You see this background, it is not by default. Initially, the project loads with a default skybox. The background is usually called skybox. So this is how you make the skybox. Go to materials folder and then create a skybox material. Go to create and then material. I'll call it material skybox. It is the material skybox. It's usually blank. So there is a texture for the skybox material. It is a 3D image from an online source. It's called Nebula 60. When creating its material for the background, you click on the material and then go to the inspector. Its shader is usually standard. You will let me delete it and start afresh. Open, create a new material, Let me call it skybox material. Skybox material. See, it's blank. Initially, for a skybox is not created in the same way we create other materials for the sun, moon, Mercury, and other cubes and 3D objects. For the skybox, you will have to go to shader in the inspector and select skybox. Pick panoramic, sorry, panoramic, and see it's blank because the skybox cannot be a 2D image. It has to be able to have a 360 coverage for all of your scene. So you click on the the skybox material, and since we've already picked skybox panoramic shader, what you want to do is go to textures and drag this nebula material, nebula texture. It's a 3D image. If you click it, you see it's rotating in a 360 orientation. Now you've created a material for the skybox. If right now it is not implemented, you want to go to window and render it. Window option on the menu bar, Go to rendering, select lighting, go, not for the scene, but in the environment. Initially, it's skybox material, but you want now to drag the newly created skybox, and you just click on this round button and you select this. See, and that's how you convert it. So that's all for this project. Let me close it and delete the skybox I just created recently. You'll have to delete it. If you delete it, see, it's now blank. But because project cannot have a blank skybox, we want to get it back to where it was initially. You just go to window on the menu bar and go to rendering, pick lighting, environment. Since it's missing right now, you want to use the skybox again, skybox material that was initially there, and that's how you do it. Uh, for you to That's how I created the project. But for you to clearly understand how everything works, you have to be well versed with C sharp programming language. It's just like Python, but a bit a bit older, or let me say Java like language. Not purely easy to understand. You have to take some time for you to understand. I understand this project is super complex for you, but if you have any other questions on this project, kindly organize with Karim and I can explain it deeper for the sections that you did not understand. But for the project to run, you'll have all these folders, all the materials for the sun, the sun material, the Venus material, yeah. And then the scene, I deleted the scene because it's loaded by default and it's unnecessary for this project because it brings a different skybox. And then the scripts, all these scripts are important for manipulation of the movement of the 3D objects. That's the sun, Mercury, Moon, Earth, and yeah. And then the textures are the how how the 3D objects will appear in this scene or in this um, display area. So in game mode, this is how it actually should appear. When you play it, it takes a little bit time to compile, but playing it, see, now this all these scripts are the ones enabling the solar system simulation to play. Pressing D will move it down, pressing S will move it up, move it on the side by pressing A, move it to the left by pressing D, move the camera by pressing R or N, depending on how you do it. It's just like playing a game. Yeah, that's it for this project. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Thank you.